Hi and welcome to today's webcast. We've got 4 great speakers for you talking about subjects you requested after the previous webcast. We're also doing a slightly different format as requested by you guys. So first of all, we're going to hear from Brian. Brian, can you give us an update on how the business performed last year?
Thanks for that, Jem. Just before I do, it's obviously a new year, so I'd like to extend a Happy New Year to all of our employees around the world. I think last year was actually a challenging year. I think everyone knows that our performance in terms of sales was tough. We had a lot of issues in terms of the market not helping us out, and we didn't end the year where we really hoped to end the year. So, in terms of sales and performance, it was a little bit challenging, a little bit disappointing. But when you look back and reflect of what we actually achieved across the year, whether it be in terms of sales, marine, defence, or indeed some of the integration issues that we had, we did an awful lot of really, really good stuff. And therefore, from my perspective, I think that it set us up for this year. And whilst it was challenging, I think that we did a lot of good stuff. The defence side really had a great year. They turned in orders of £137 million, record year in terms of defence. So challenging, not where we wanted to end up, but actually a lot of good stuff and sets us up really well for 2018. So encouraging about the future.
Okay, and talking about 2018, how are we looking already for this year?
Well, it's hard to believe we're at the end of January, so one month in already, which is remarkable. And we've started the year well. We've got some really good orders coming in. The marine side have done really well in terms of some of the new build and MES orders. Great start to the year. And again, defence, off the back of the orders from last year, we're starting to deliver those. So I'm really optimistic that this year we can really push on from where we were last year. We can actually turn the business around in terms of marine to actually get more orders in and get some momentum. The guys, in terms of the marine sales, we'll hear from Terry about some of the activities in that area, which I'm really enthusiastic about. I don't think we're going to get much help from the markets in terms of oil and gas improving or the marine market actually pushing on, but I think we've got all the building blocks in place to really take the fight to the competition. I think in every sector of our business we've now got capability, great people, great products, great services to actually go out there and give customers what they want at a price they're prepared to pay. So I'm really enthusiastic. I think we can push on from next year. I think we can hit another record sales number. I think we can hit another great performance. Operationally, I think our plants are really humming, and therefore I'm really optimistic about 2018.
Great, thank you. So as Brian just mentioned, we're going to hear from Terry now. This is also requested by our viewers. So Terry, can you give us an update on the marine and your thoughts for the year ahead?
Well, I think Brian started to mention it. We have a year behind us which was very tough. It was tough in the markets. It's probably the worst year in many, many years actually from a market perspective, and we saw a new building market which was all-time low, or at least for the last 20 years. 16 was bad and 17 was bad. It started to improve last summer. Shipyards received more orders, we received more inquiries and orders, so it started to pick up on the new build side. And then on the aftermarket, I think also the ship owners and operators, they have kind of realized these are bad times. Many of them went bankrupt and so on, and they started then to consolidate and to actually do things differently. In a way, that's bad news for us when it comes to pricing, because they learned how to actually be more efficient on their procurement and so on. And we see that in all geographies and all sectors at the moment. And I think bad news on the pricing side, but good news is that they are also looking to consolidate suppliers. And that's good news for the global suppliers, whereas probably the local suppliers will have bigger struggles. So I think all in all, we have a tough year with integration and other things behind us. In the market, we see new opportunities and new things, and also some of our new concepts, the lifeboat servicing that we launched, the global concept around that we launched in December is proving to be good. Customers like it. We receive a lot of inquiries and we start receiving orders. So I think we have a lot of good things going on.
Great. So there's going to be some changes in the marine organisational structure. Can you talk to us about that as well?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is that we are at the moment we are a result of all the acquisitions that we have done over the last few years, and we need to consolidate that position. so that we target the markets and the segments that we want to target, and we have enough capacity on the right potential. So we're going to see that as we go into this year. We're going to see a reconsolidation of that.
Okay, thank you, Terje. So lots of challenges and opportunities ahead. So Rachel, Brian has touched on branding previously. It's a motive topic that we've had a lot of questions about. Can you talk to us about that and what we can expect to see and when?
Yes, so this week on the 1st of February, we're officially launching the new Survitec branding, which is a refreshed logo and new visual identity. So it's going to be very visible in terms of our signage, our workwear, our vehicle livery, the branding of our documentation, but it's actually a lot more than just a change of logo. This is a really good opportunity for Survitec to reposition itself. I mean, we've spoken to a lot of our customers, they've given us feedback. Sometimes our brands have been a bit confusing to them. So we're using this as an opportunity to really refocus our brand and give some clarity to who we are in the marketplace. And also Survitec over the years has been an amalgamation of acquisitions and mergers, and this is actually a really good opportunity for employees to get behind and unify behind one brand. So people will start to see it on the website on the 1st of February. We'll get new business cards, new stationery we're going to be launching. So again, not just about the visual identity, but also how we talk to our customers, the kind of language we use, and simplification of how we present ourselves to the marketplace.
Okay, exciting times ahead.
Yes.
So we received, you touched on that, we received a lot of questions about product brands. Could you elaborate a bit more on how that's going to work with the branding?
Sure. As I mentioned, feedback from customers tells us that we are sometimes a little bit overcomplicated in terms of our product brands and our branding. Are we Beaufort? Are we Unitor? Are we RFD? Are we Survitec Group? So what we're doing, we've actually got around 26 product brands within our portfolio. We don't invest in them particularly well, and the focus is now on Survitec. So what we're actually going to do is rationalise the product brands within our portfolio, focus on those that are important to our customers, and make sure we sustain the Life Raft servicing network, of course, our distribution network. But we are going to reduce the number of brands. We're doing it over the next few months in consultation with the rest of the business. And we'll hopefully have a portfolio of around 6 or 8 brands by the end of this year. And hopefully that will be a lot clearer to our customer base and make it easier for them to understand who Survitec are and what we offer them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Rachel, I think the point you're making about unifying around one brand is really important for all of our employees. How are you actually engaging with the workforce in terms of rolling it out? Do you have branding people around the world? Or?
Yep, I'm very pleased. We've actually got around 30 brand champions around the business now, so people have volunteered for this position, no persuasion required. So they're going to be championing the brand around the business. They're going to help all our facilities make sure that all the signage is done, that everyone's got the right access to business cards and stationery, workwear's in place, vehicle livery. So the very visual aspects of our brand, and to make sure that's updated across the group.
Great, thank you. I think that answers a lot of our colleagues' questions. So Russell, we've also had some questions about the recent survey. Can you tell us more about the results and any actions that we have following on from that?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing, I'd like to thank the participation rate. We had over 50% of employees responded to the survey, which was fantastic, considering that around 700 of our employees don't actually have access to a PC. So it's actually a high participation rate in that sense. Compared ourselves to over 200 other surveys, when 230,000 participants. So it's not just Survitec looking at Survitec, we're comparing ourselves to other people. And we had some really encouraging scores. We had something like 89% of employees said they felt loyal to their team. 88% felt safe at work, which is good. And I think we're going to be talking about health and safety a little bit later, which is excellent. And we had some areas which we didn't score so well on compared to other people. For example, communication with senior managers didn't score so highly. We didn't score that highly on participation in the appraisal process, and we've actually done some things about that already. The webcast, which we've had now, this is our 4th, I think. We've also got Yammer as well, and there's a lot of participation from senior managers in Yammer. And I'm pleased to say we're investing in HR system globally, which will give online access for appraisal. So we'll be able to really get that going, follow it up. So there are some things which we've done proactively as a result of the survey. And then in the next couple of weeks, the survey results will be with all the regional VPs and sites for them to push down to the employees themselves and start to get some actions in place.
Great, thanks. Sounds like there's lots of new and positive plans following on from that.
Yes, there will be.
So Brian, do you have any closing words before we wrap up?
I think there's a couple of things, and a couple of things in terms of the discussion this morning. I think the employee survey was really good. It opened up our eyes to a number of areas and shone some lights in some corners which really needed looking at. And I think Russell pushing on with that activity, and equally us getting feedback from our employees to say, well, on the communication, I think Yammer is very good, and I'd encourage everyone to get on Yammer. I've embraced the new technology and now send messages. Some of my colleagues I'm sure don't want me to, but like sending messages on a regular basis. I think this forum is very good, and we have the CEO update, and we have a number of different communication processes. But any suggestions from employees at how we can do it better, I think we'd really welcome. I think the branding is excellent. I was in Aberdeen last week, and they've already pushed ahead and started to rebrand, and all the new livery was out, and it looks excellent. I think it's refreshed, it's modern, it actually sends a great image. And a lot of our customers, the feedback from Terry and David, a lot of our customers don't really understand Survitec and who we are, because we're relatively new in terms of the brand in the industry. So it's a great opportunity for us to push the brand and really push Survitec in terms of the industry out there. And I think finally for me, in terms of a closing comment, I'd just implore all of our employees to get behind our customer centricity, get behind our the whole view that says if we deliver what a customer wants at a price he's prepared to pay, they will keep coming back. I think when we get it right, we get it very, very right. I think there's sometimes when we need to be careful how we treat our customers, and a customer can be internal as well as external. I think we should treat our internal customers with as much respect as we do our external guys. But ultimately, we need to give David and Terry all the armour they need to actually go out and beat the opposition. I think when we go out, when we quote, when we're aligned, when we actually get all of our ducks in a row in terms of the bid process and the campaigns and our discussions, customers love the message that we have. They love our capability, they love our service, they love our global reach, everything about what we do, and at our heart is the IP and the products that we actually supply and the service that we supply, which is second to none. And when we do that, I think we can't be beaten. So I'd employ everyone to just get behind the sales team, make it easy for them to sell, clear the internal issues, and let's go out and take our competition to pieces. So I'm looking forward to getting around the world. We're in Singapore and Dubai next week. So we'll, as much as possible, again, we'll get out in front of our employees and spread the word. So good luck. We're looking forward to a successful year. I'm sure it will be, and I'm sure we'll do a great job and really push on from last year.
Thank you. And thanks for watching. Also, thanks for all of your questions that helped keep it interesting today. We'd love to hear your feedback from today's format and any questions you have for the next one. If you could send them through to our email address, which is at asktheceo@survitecgroup.com. Thank you.